It was a regular Tuesday morning when my boss called me into his office. I had no idea that in the next 10 minutes my entire life would change. I was 34 years old, a father of two, an accountant with 8 years at the same company. I wasn't rich, I wasn't poor, I was just surviving. Rent, school fees, groceries, every dirham accounted for before it even reached my hands. My boss closed the door behind me. That alone made me nervous. He never closed the door. "I need you to adjust the numbers on this report," he said, sliding a folder across the desk. "Just a small change. Nobody will even notice." I opened the folder. It wasn't small. It was a financial report going to investors. Numbers that would decide whether people trusted this company with their money. He wanted me to hide a loss, to make a failing quarter look like a success. I felt my heart start pounding. Not from fear of him, from fear of what he was really asking me to do. "This isn't accurate," I said quietly. "This is a lie." He smiled the way people smile when they think you don't understand the game yet. "It's business," he said. "Everyone does it. You do this, and there's a raise in it for you. A big one." And here's the thing nobody tells you about moments like this. They don't feel dramatic. There's no music playing. No slow motion. It's just you, a piece of paper, and a decision that only takes 3 seconds to make, but changes everything after it. I thought about my kids. I thought about the raise. I thought about how easy it would be to just sign it. Nobody would ever know it was me. But somebody would know. Allah would know. I remembered a hadith I had heard years ago in the mosque, that honesty leads to righteousness, and righteousness leads to paradise, while lying leads to wickedness, and wickedness leads to the fire. I had heard it 100 times. I had never had to actually live it until that Tuesday. "I can't do this," I told him. "I won't falsify the report." His face changed instantly. "Then you're useless to me," he said. "Get out." I walked out of that office not knowing if I still had a job. My hands were shaking, not because I regretted my answer, but because I knew what refusing him could cost me. 8 years of loyalty, gone in 10 minutes, because I wouldn't tell one lie. That night I couldn't sleep. My wife asked me what was wrong, and when I told her, she didn't get angry. She didn't panic. She just looked at me and said, "Then Allah will provide another way. He always does." I wanted to believe her, but fear is loud, and sometimes faith is quiet. 3 days later, I was called into HR. I expected the worst. Instead, they told me the investors had requested an independent audit. And my honest numbers were the only accurate report in the entire department. My boss, the man who tried to force me into lying, was the one who got walked out that day. Not me. I won't pretend it was some miracle overnight. Word got around. Other companies heard how I refused to falsify records under pressure. 3 weeks later, a competitor reached out, not with a favor, but with a job offer. Better salary, better position. A company that valued the very thing that almost cost me everything. Looking back now, I understand something I didn't understand that Tuesday morning. When you're asked to choose between your deen and your dunya, it never feels like a test in the moment. It just feels like fear. It feels like risk. It feels like you're about to lose everything for nothing. But Allah says in the Quran that whoever fears Allah, He will make a way out for them and will provide for them from where they never expected. I lived that verse, not as a story I heard, as something that happened to me in my own office on my own Tuesday. My boss offered me money to lie. Allah gave me barakah for telling the truth. And barakah, I learned, doesn't just mean more money. It means peace when you put your head on the pillow at night. If you're facing a moment like mine right now, if someone is asking you to compromise your honesty for a promotion, a bonus, or just to keep the peace, remember this. The short-term loss of refusing haram is never greater than the long-term loss of accepting it. Choose your deen. Allah will handle the rest.